Oh, good morning and happy Friday. What better way to end your work week than with us right here? I am Mike Pendleton, also known as Mikey P, here at the brand, sitting in for the coach. And what a show we have in store for you today. But first, before we get involved with anything on today's show, we must look forward, or excuse me, must look back before we can look forward. Great start, Mike. Here's our recap from yesterday's pick. A lot of green check marks. And listen, I understand the team just wanted me to put them over. They wanted me to brag. So great job to them. But it's not even about them. All those check marks you saw, DG sweeping the board, that was great. You know what was better? How about Big Tommy C with not one, but two picks, two plays, and they both hit the Detroit Pistons handling business against the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden last night. All right, we got a jam-packed show. As you know, it is always Footy Friday, and we're going to get to that in about 10 to 12 minutes here on the program. But first, I do have to let you guys know that the latest Coach and Bro episode is live. Go over to our BTT Studio YouTube channel, subscribe. I mean, it is the fastest growing wrestling show in the world, and it's not just me saying it. So catch Coach and Vince Russo. Two great episodes this week. What's in the box? What's in the box in the world of wrestling? The guys talk about all that and more over on the BTT side. If you are wanting to support the brand, check out our new merch store. And I'm going to do something for you guys. Don't tell Coach because I don't want to get fired. But if you use the promo code Fugazi, which a lot of our picks have been throughout the week, Fugazi for 10% off, and you can get some of your new merch, whether it be Kiss Up Mountain, a Fugazi shirt, or even just a good old Coach and Company piece of apparel. All right, that is all the housekeeping for this morning. I am super excited for today's show. Not It doesn't even matter if I'm excited. They're excited. It is time to beat the books. Look at the trifecta that I have here with me. And due to what was said before the show started, I'm not starting with you, Brandon. I'm going to start with the best damn beard in the game from Prize Picks, the one and only Mr. Soupy. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I'm really excited. Congratulations to the women's U.S. hockey team for their gold medal, and the men are going for it this weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to talk all things Team USA coming up in about 25 minutes or so. And I'm going to lean on you guys. I've made it very clear that I am not keeping in touch with the Olympics right now. So thankfully, I've got you guys here to help me out. And Brandon, I'm going to make you keep waiting because I like chuck marks. I like check marks. And I love a Footy Friday down in the dirty, dirty. Chuck, good morning, sir. How are you?
Morning, Mikey P and company. Great to be back on the show. And what I took away, if anyone watched the NBA last night, it looked like no one practiced for the time that they were off. Hopefully, they get back in a little momentum and a big week of the footy this weekend. Ready to get it going.
Yeah, Chuck, that's a great point because not only did it feel like there were several stars getting hurt, Devin Booker left, but I think people forgot there was a ton of suspensions right before the All-Star break came. So you walked out and you're like, wait, who's playing? Oh, okay, I've never heard of that guy. Last but not least, he is the only man, I think, born and bred to do a 5-hour show every single day on BetMGM tonight. I still haven't gotten a call for a guest spot, but that's neither here or there. Brandon, good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Mikey. How are you doing? Hey, look, you get mad at me because before the show, I say, don't forget your words. And then you came on and you forgot your damn words. I was giving you sound advice, Mikey.
All right. Well, sometimes. All right. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I'm going to move on from that. I'm going to act like you didn't say it because we've got a whole hour of great content coming your way. And the show can only get started in one way with one simple question. And there's really only two of you. So I ask, all right, that's how I want to be cut off. That's how I want to be interrupted. It is time for our best bet. Soupy, you're up.
All right, I'm going to start with semifinals hockey. I'm going with USA -2.5. I love this team right now. I love the defense. And going against a Slovakia team that I think has overplayed themselves. They've only got 8 NHL players. I think they've played better than what their talent is. And I think the US is going to show their dominance heading into that gold medal game. So I'm taking them -2.5. And then I'm going to go to the NBA. I'm taking Clippers +6.5. I know they played last night. I know they played a tough game last night against Denver, but they seem to own the Lakers as of recent. They have beaten the Lakers 2 straight times by double digits. I don't care that the Lakers have the rest since the All-Star break. I think it's going to be more of a rust for them with Luka not playing for a long time, LeBron dealing with injuries, and I just think they have the ability to at least cover this game at +6.5. And I'm going to go with one unofficial pick because the game starts at 10:40. Take Finland +1.5 against Canada. I think if there's an offense that can match up with Canada's depth, I think it's Finland. And Finland's goaltending has been the best save percentage in this tournament. And I think they also have a good blue line. I think they keep it close against Canada.
I absolutely love it. Brandon, what do you got?
We're going to go to the college hardwood. Now, I know the graphic says the hockey game is tomorrow, but it's the college basketball game that's tomorrow. I'm going to take Arizona on the money line versus the Houston Cougars, +190 for an Arizona team that just last week was ranked #1 in the country. This is a gross overreaction to their 2 straight losses. I think they get back on the schneid against a Houston team that if they don't defend well, if they can't keep you under 70 points, then you win. And I don't think you're going to keep this Arizona team under 70 points. So I'm taking Arizona money line +190. And then let's go to the ice. Sorry, Soupy. And I hope I'm wrong and I hope you're right. But I got Slovakia +2.5 versus USA. I still think USA wins the game. But I think it's like a 3-1 type game, maybe even a 2-0 type game. Slovakia's won in this tournament because of how hot their goalie has played. Their goalie has been tremendous throughout this tournament. And whenever you have a hot goalie, we know this in hockey playoffs especially, a hot goalie can carry you all the way to the cup. So I'm going to ride Slovakia +2.5 at +110.
All right, Brendan, you're riding a hot hand. And you know what? Normally I don't like to look off camera, but I just want to share a nugget real quick from producer man, the best damn producer in the game. As the host nation, Italy has amassed 26 total medals. And according to Wikipedia, it is on pace to set a new national record for total Winter Olympic medals. So put that in your pizza roll and smoke it. All right, I've got 3 plays here for you guys, two of them in college basketball, and I just believe in vibes. And St. Louis, the Billikens, well, they got smacked around by Rhode Island earlier in the week, and that's bad news for VCU. So we're taking St. Louis -7.5 at home to bounce back and cover. And then if they are on the schedule when I am on the show for the rest of the regular season, I am riding the Red Hawks. Yes, the Miami of Ohio Red Hawks, they are just now 5 games away from a perfect season. And tonight, standing in their way, it's the mighty, the dangerous Bowling Green. We're going to take Miami to cover here at -8.5. And then one fight night pick for you guys, as I do on Fridays. UFC Houston goes down tomorrow on Paramount Plus. We're taking Ode Osborne plus money on the money line. Now he's had a recent skid 1-4, but Brandon, as you know, when it comes to veterans on a losing skid with their back against the wall and they have the experience factor, I'm going to ride with Ode Osborne in this fight.
Yeah, no, I like Ode Osborne. Like you said, it's the experience factor, right? And back against the wall, I'll take a guy that can just punch his way out of it any day of the week, and that's Ode Osborne. So I like that play there.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Jam-packed. We've got 9 straight weeks of combat sports coming up at least. We'll see where the rest of the schedule lays out. But that's months away. I need to get right for the weekend, and it doesn't just start on Friday. It happens on Saturday. It happens on Sunday. But we're focused on Saturday, and it starts right here with a little Footy Friday. Chuck. Good, sir. All right, you've got plenty of picks for us today. Get us started. What do you got going into this weekend?
And as you before mentioned, we're going to start on Saturday. Bundesliga, Leipzig and Dortmund. I switched this up. I just went with two of my favorite matches. In the first one, I put together a triple pack as I expect goals to start early and often in this one. Go ahead and give me the first half over 1.5. As these two have scored at least 2 goals in 7 of their last 9 matches. And I also anticipate Leipzig putting the beat down on Dortmund. Give me the first half team total over a half a goal. They've scored a first half goal in 8 of their last 9 meetings. And then lastly, Leipzig team total over 1.5 as they average 1.9 team goals at home. And then we have the return of the MLS nightcap. LAFC, Inter Miami, 2 teams that'll be challenging for the MLS Cup. I like the over 3. I think we see 3 at worst, but I can see a 2-2, 3-1 type of final match. And then lastly, Son Heung-min, anytime goal scorer. We don't have a lot of data on him this season as it's just kicking off, but for whatever reason, when he takes the pitch, he just seems to score.
All right. Yeah. MLS finally back in our lives. Just how active and rampant are things about to get on the, and I know we're always busy on Footy Friday, but with the MLS returning now and the World Cup just a few months away, how busy is Footy Friday about to be here at the brand?
Stays busy. We never run out of product. We always got you. So yeah, we just add one more piece to the puzzle.
I absolutely love it. You know what, Chuck? I know sometimes we like to be a little more realistic and say we'll see 4-1. No. You're here. I'm here. I see a clean sweep of the board. I see 5 Chuck marks to cash a clean weekend. Thank you very much, sir. Very much looking forward to that. So take a screenshot of that and get your plays in for Footy Friday. All right, gentlemen, we've got a lot to talk about coming up going into this weekend. And I'm not trying to downplay it, but just how monumental, Brandon, are these Olympics? Obviously, the big win for Team USA women's hockey, but the men's hockey, like, we're not there yet, right? So sell me on why this is such a big, obviously, moment for them.
We're not there yet. USA Hockey has been dominant on all levels for a long time, probably at least the last 7 or 8 years, especially at the junior levels, and it's starting to peek in to the major levels, right? Like when we're seeing it with this team, USA team, they even when they start slow, they find a way to rebound, they find a way to get past it, they find a way to start blowing teams out late in games, and even when they're tight, they find a way to win the same way that they found a way to win in overtime with Quinn Hughes in the last game. So I like this Team USA hockey team. It's just fun, man. And anytime you put your country in there, it just makes it even more fun.
Soupy, I read an article yesterday just talking about the ratings that this gold medal game and you know what it could become. How big of a game do you think this could be for NBC and for the country?
If it's Canada versus USA, it's going to get monumental ratings. You saw last year with the 4 nations face-off how popular that was. That really grew the international game, and that was Canada versus USA. I think USA would love to play Canada again in that gold medal game to try to get that revenge.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about more Team USA hockey stuff coming up here in about 20 minutes, but also coming up in about 10 minutes or so, even less than 10 minutes. Has the NBA found a way to stop the tanking? And what do our guys think about Adam Silver standing on business? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But we're going to get into all that and more with front page news here coming up right here on Coach and Company Live on the Stadium Network and our YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you haven't checked it out, this week's episodes of the Coach and Bro are live and popping. And you can also check out our merch store, 10% off with the code Fugazi. Come on back right here on Stadium and stay tuned on our YouTube channel for all that and more.
Ken Jackson inside 10 seconds now. They start running the play. Jackson takes it. Now Jackson's sealed off. And it looks like he's going to lose the ball. And he called a timeout. They have no timeouts left. They have no timeouts left. Austin P just called a timeout. And that's going to be a tech, and this game could end in the most mysterious of ways.
Season high for him.
There's Cameron Oriole now. for a chance at the win. No better guy in the league than you want at the free throw line here. And Cameron Orr able to give a guy like Marshall. Or they just launch a three here. They do the baseball pass down the court. And unbelievable, Brookshire able to get the ball and didn't go in time. He got the loose ball and put in the winner, but they are going to have to see if he got it in time, as it looked like the Ospreys had intercepted the pass, but a loose ball.
Guys, that is the big, I mean, to me, one of the best finishes in college basketball this season. Unfortunately, 37 people saw it. Austin P and North Florida. Brandon, how angry and then I guess joyful are you if you're on Austin P, if you're a teammate of the man who called the timeout?
Look, that was awesome. And that's exactly what the NCAA tournament is all about. And you're going to see stuff like that in the NCAA tournament. Seeing stuff like that on, February 18th, a little bit different. But my favorite part of that whole thing was the South Florida kid, doing he called the timeout, trying to be funny, and then he misses the first damn free throw. Like, what? Like, you're trying to talk all this trash, and then you miss the free throw. That's probably why your team is 6-19.
Soupy shades of Chris Webber. Did you like that finish?
I was just going to say, what in the Chris Webber was that? I think he's still going to get scolded after the game for not knowing how many timeouts were there, but he luckily got saved by that wonderful, wonderful ending.
Chuck, I'm going to put your head coach cap on. Are you ridiculing him? Or are you going, hey, it's okay. We won the game. It's okay.
Main thing that sticks out to me is the missed free throw. I deal with this every night. It's like first thing we learn how to do is make free throws, layups, and how many free throws we see missed to just bang your head against the wall. But that sure was a long 1.9 seconds or however many they had also. It looked like it took forever. So I got a couple little points there.
It was very long, and we're not going to talk about missed free throws here. I have PTSD. All right, guys, we are going to get into some front page news here. All right, welcome back to Coach and Company right here on the Stadium Network and our YouTube channel. If you are watching on our YouTube channel, make sure to hit that subscribe and like button on your way in, and then tell a friend to tell a friend. I got to see Soupy and Brandon because, guys, I feel like this is going to get a little intense. Adam Silver has come out and sent a memo to the league that there will be anti-tanking rules in force going into next season in the NBA, but no details given. Just hey, mom and dad are down the block. You better make sure your rooms are clean before we walk in the house. Brandon, what are we doing here if you're Adam Silver?
Look, this is a problem that we have across a lot of mates. We punish teams that want to spend for winning, like especially in Major League Baseball and even in the NBA, but we have no punishments for the teams that don't spend money and just try to lose. And I think that there's got to be a way that you do this. And I think the way for me to do this is to reward winning, reward the people, to reward the 4 teams in each conference. So 8 teams total, I guess, that are in the play-in tournament, and give them the best opportunity in the lottery. Give them the best opportunity. Teams that are really close to being competitive, give them the best opportunity to go ahead and get better and take that next step to being a top-tier team. That's how you enforce winning. That's how you stop tanking. I don't know how Adam Silver is going to do it, but my guess is instead of standing on business, he's going to be tiptoeing on business.
Soupy, I think the one that I saw, and there was about 5 or 6 different suggestions thrown out and that are under consideration. I think you just flatline all odds. If you're in the lottery, I mean, it's a lottery, right? So now you can't, you could lose 70 games, but there could be a team that loses 45 games and gets the number 1 pick. I think to a lottery standpoint, that would be the best. What is the best way for the NBA to tackle their tanking issues?
I don't think you can. I don't think no matter what you do, even if you take away the draft, you do a lot of these suggestions that have come out, you're not going to stop tanking, because I don't think it matters to these teams whether or not they're successful, because they look at one thing. They don't look at the winning margin. They look at the profit margin. These organizations are now all about their business. Are they profitable? Most of these teams are, especially with revenue sharing, with the TV deals. So they don't care if they lose. I'm sorry, NBA. You're not, no matter what you do, you're not solving this tanking problem.
Yeah, real quick before we move on, Brandon, I think the most psychotic thing I've heard, that's the only thing I can think of is psychotic, is Adam Silver saying, I'm going to take away the rookie draft, or I'm considering taking away. In 2026, when these networks are so big and streaming is so big, there is no chance in God's green earth that Adam Silver could be considering taking away the draft, right?
Well, I mean, maybe you do take away the draft. I mean, all of the players coming out of college, what are they? They're no longer amateurs, they're paid athletes. So maybe you start just attaching guys to teams. Maybe you start letting teams recruit. Maybe you just treat it like it's college ball and let teams get players by paying them.
Soupy, your thoughts on that?
I think it could work. You do the same thing. You have your salary cap. I think even the rookies should have a rookie deal. Do not try to pay a rookie 40, 50 million dollars. But I think just recruiting like you do in college, try to encourage a player to come play for that team. I think it could work.
All right. Well, shout out to Carl and everyone in the chat. Carl dropping more tennis picks in the chat. So thank you as always to Carl. Guys, topic number 2. And Brandon, it's Friday. Let me just remind you, this is not F-Day Rant Wednesday. You don't have the floor for 47 minutes straight. All right. This is just Indiana has now moved to, I guess we'll say, the 5-yard line in their efforts to bring the Chicago Bears to Indiana. I guess they would be the Chicago Indy. I'm not sure how the naming purposes would go. Your take on the latest move from the state of Indiana with the Chicago Bears?
So we don't have a 5-hour show right now?
No, we do not.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. Look, I don't think that it's as bad as Bears fans are trying to make it out to be. Moving to Northwest Indiana, moving to Hammond, Indiana, getting it out of the state of Illinois, yes, it sucks for us as taxpayers, because what do the Bears do? They bring in revenue. They help us out with tax money. They help us out with jobs. They help us out with all the things that they were going to bring in. The Illinois lawmakers are dumb for letting this go, because if they move out of Chicago, if they move out of Illinois, you're losing tens of billions of dollars in revenue in your state. This is on the lawmakers. This is not on the Bears. And those Bears fans that are, if they go to Indiana, I'm no longer a fan. Well, you're an idiot, because there's lots of teams that don't play in the city that they represent. Santa Clara is an hour away from San Francisco. The New York Jets and New York Giants play in New Jersey. It's a completely different state. It's a 15-minute drive for me to Hammond, Indiana, from where I live on the south side of Chicago. It's not as big of a deal as people are making it out to be.
Soupy, you are our resident arena location expert. So your thoughts here on the Bears and a potential move?
Yeah, you mentioned the Giants, Jets. You mentioned, you forgot to mention the Commanders. The Washington Commanders play in Virginia. They're trying to go back to DC, which I think would help. I don't think for fandom, I don't think it matters yet, because this new location isn't that far from Chicago. But it would be a huge blunder for the state of Illinois, who have had the Bears for 100 years. To lose them now, I think would be so terrible for that state. But I think it's inevitable.
Yeah, so yeah, you know what? I got to agree with part of that, which is this is the worst possible timing. This franchise just got injected with so much energy and positivity and good vibes and winning football. And now to do all this, it just leaves a bad taste in the fan base's mouth. But real quick, my message to the fan base is this: stop freaking out until ground is broken and kickoff happens in either Illinois or Indiana. And for every single Packers, Lions, and Vikings fan, calm down. It is just a location. We're still going to grade some cheese every single season moving forward.
I'll just give you one thing. So I live in Connecticut. The New England Patriots in the state of Connecticut agreed to move to Hartford. It was pen to paper going to happen. Where are the Patriots playing now? They're still playing in Foxborough. So yes, Illinois, until ground is broken, do not worry.
Yeah, right. Once kickoff happens, then we can come back to this conversation. But one conversation we cannot avoid any longer. I didn't know and I wasn't ready to crown them and give them their respect, and that is the Detroit Pistons. They swept the Knicks last night. No Jalen Duren, Cade Cunningham. Listen, I'll say it, an MVP-esque performance from Cade Cunningham. Brandon, is it time to say, I can't believe I'm about to say the sentence, the Detroit Pistons are title contenders?
Yeah, I think you should have been saying that for a while now. The Detroit Pistons are the real deal. Cade Cunningham is the real deal. The kid's a dog, and the way that they've handled the Knicks all year, they take the Knicks lunch money. The Knicks are hungry right now, and going into playoff time, the Knicks are going to have no confidence heading into a 7-game series against this Detroit Pistons team because they just handle them so well. They can't score against this Pistons team, which is crazy because if you can't score in the NBA, you've got problems.
Soupy, you look at the Eastern Conference, and if the Pistons have the Knicks number, the only other team, and I'm just saying it as a fan of them, but it is the Boston Celtics. If you're the Celtics, do you look at going, yeah, we could probably bring back Tatum sooner than expected because this East is open for the taking, or do you think it's Detroit's to lose?
Detroit, I said it going into this season. I think they were going to take a huge step up. How they played the Knicks in the playoffs last year, they could have beat them in that series. Jalen Brunson had a huge clutch shot to seal that series, and they are on their revenge tour against the Knicks. For the Celtics, I wait to bring back Jason Tatum. You do not want to bring him back too early, suffer a setback, or he plays a little slow. Just get into the playoffs, see how it feels. And if you could bring him back at the conference finals or the finals, then maybe you make that move.
Well, listen, I'm not going to report anything, but I just have my calendar circled on March 1st. I'm just reading the internet tea leaves. That's all I'm doing. By the way, new documentary on his return coming out on Peacock. All right, guys, topic number 4, and we'll end it here for this segment. And we're looking at the comments made by NCAA President Charlie Skipper, who said he's open to expanding the March Madness tournament. Brandon, my head's about to explode because we've got college football wanting to go to 24 teams, but we've got NIL and transfer portal madness. We've got 34-year-olds playing point guard for the University of West Texas North Shore. I don't even know. I just made that up. What are we doing in college sports, and does the tournament need to expand?
Look, the NCAA president became Oprah. You get a bid, and you get a bid, and you get a bid. Everybody gets a bid. Let's just put all the teams in. Do away with the regular season. Do away with the conference tournament. Let's just start the tournament in February and give everybody a chance.
Soupy, I mean, have we gone too far?
No, bring it on. Bring plenty more teams. There are 360 teams in Division I in college basketball. What are you going to add? 70? That still takes out nearly 9/10 of the field. And you're seeing teams now with the parity of college basketball. These 11 and 12 seeds are making it all the way to the final weekend. Yes, give me plenty more teams. Give me plenty more excitement.
So you want to sit through another week of Rhode Island winning one game?
Yes. Yes. I love March Madness. It is exciting because you get these exciting moments from teams you have never heard of. You've never heard of George Mason. You never heard of Loyola until those moments. And now you're going to add potentially more of those type of teams to make those moments. Give me that all day.
Okay, Brandon, let's end it here, right? So Subi makes a great point. And as a guy who's all in on the Miami of Ohio Redhawks right now, they're projected as like an 11th or 10th seed, and they are undefeated. So if we're going to add more teams, we've got to do it correctly, right?
I mean, I guess. I don't know why you're adding more teams. And I know one thing from Soupy's rant. I don't want him doing my taxes. 9/10 of 76 out of 350. I don't know what the hell he was talking about.
The Steiner math checks.
Gentlemen, job well done. And you know what? We're talking Olympics coming up here in just a matter of moments. And I don't have a lot of words for the Olympics. That's why I'm going to lean on my guys in a little segment we like to call One Word as we look forward to a big weekend, whether it be in the Olympics in Italy or on the college basketball hardwood. You're watching Coaching Company right here on Stadium and our YouTube page. Come on back. All right, guys. for those of you sticking with us here on our YouTube channel, I want to talk about this. I love this bill that the state of Florida has just passed. It's called the Teddy Bridgewater Act, and he was suspended for this before he came back into the NFL. He was a high school football coach. Now, the act that's been passed is going to allow high school football coaches of the status of Teddy Bridgewater or anyone with money to spend up to $15,000 of their own money to help pay for meals, travel, and players' recovery. Brandon, how monumental is this, especially in a state like Florida?
I don't know why this isn't allowed everywhere. Like the fact that you have to pass a law in order to allow this to happen. Do you know how many underprivileged youth we have in America? Do you know how many times a kid goes to school not knowing where his next meal is coming from? And we're going to complain if a coach decides to buy him a meal or decides to help him out, decides to help his family get into housing, whatever the case is. Let the man help. I don't understand why this is a problem in the United States of America.
Soupy, Brennan makes a great point because it's not, oh, Bridgewater's going to spend his money. He's going to get all these players coming over, right? This isn't college football. This is literally just being a good person and a great coach. Do you like this move by the state?
I love it. This is sort of something personal to me because I know someone very close who works in an inner city school. And Brandon said it. A lot of these kids don't know where their next meal is going to come. They don't have the tools necessarily needed. Their parents work 2 jobs. They're working all day. They need transportation to and from games and after school programs. I think this should have been done a long time ago, especially for kids who are in need of these services.
I couldn't agree more. Tip of the cap to the state of Florida, and I hope all states, if they have any sort of kind of punishment or ban on this, I hope that they look at Florida as a lead example because Teddy Bridgewater isn't there to create a powerhouse high school. He's there to help change lives and make young players better athletes and better men as they get older. So tip of the cap to Teddy Bridgewater, tip of the cap to the state of Florida. All right, gentlemen. We've got a full segment coming up, but all I'm going to need for it is a little one word. We'll be right back here on Stadium and YouTube. All right, welcome back to Coaching Company. I am Mike Pendleton, and with so much going on that I don't know, I asked the guys to really simplify it and help me understand while spreading excitement, cheer, and joy. And Brandon and Soupy, we're going to start in Italy. We're going to start with a little bit of gold for the Team USA women's hockey team. What a game. What a run. Brandon, one word to describe Team USA, both men and women, right now in the Olympics.
Awesome. Awesome would be that one word because the level of play that Team USA has had on both sides has been phenomenal. And that overtime goal, the dangle, phenomenal.
For the women, it's dominant. They dominated that entire tournament up until the gold medal game against Canada, but they got that clutch shot in the third period to win it in overtime. Another tip of the cap to women's sports in the United States, along with the women's U.S. soccer team. Man, it's just great to see.
My one word is America, right? Like America, oh, America. As much as I may not be tuned into every single game or all of the games really for the Olympics, this is something that I love no matter if it's the Winter or Summer Olympics. We always come together, whether it's very briefly, we all come together. And when it's something we could talk about, when it's usually not a talking point, whether it be on sports shows or in our day-to-day lives. So hats off and congratulations to the women. And let's see, hopefully the men can follow suit. And that's where we'll go for number 2. Guys, Sidney Crosby hurt in the last game for Team Canada. One word to describe the level of panic, not just for Team Canada, but for the NHL with one of their biggest stars getting hurt.
No panic. I know that's 2 words, but I couldn't think of a word to say not to panic. Have you seen this roster? Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, they've got plenty of star power. Look, I know he's the captain, but he's still 37, 38-year-old Sidney Crosby. It's going to hurt just a little bit, but not as much as people think.
None, zero panic, and he is officially out for this game. They already called it. I agree, Brandon. They are so every line has a star player: Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Nick Suzuki, Brad Marchand. You have Cal McCarr, the best two-way defenseman in the NHL, and Jordan Binghamton. He sucks against NHL opponents, but when he's in international play, the dude is a brick wall.
Yes.
My one word is duh, as in duh, Mike. Obviously, no panic. No panic for Team USA, or excuse me, Team Canada. Obviously, as the guys just laid it out, it's a loaded roster, top to bottom. Sorry, Sidney Crosby, but you're getting a little older there. All right, guys, topic number 3, and this is going to be my favorite one. I'm not sure that one word describes the Cleveland Browns. I'm sure a lot of fans can think of a one-word, 4-letter word to describe how they feel about them. The Cleveland Browns currently don't know who their quarterback is, although Shedeur Sanders was a Pro Bowler. And every single starting offensive lineman is set to be a free agent this upcoming offseason. Brandon, one word to describe the mess that is the Cleveland Browns?
Cleveland. I mean, that would be the one word. Look, this team not knowing who their quarterback is, they should know who their quarterback is because Shedeur Sanders gives them the best opportunity to win in the next 5 years. Now, you look at me sideways when I say that, but think about it. When Shedeur Sanders leads a team to an 0-17 record this year, they're going to be able to pick at the top of the draft and get a really good quarterback in a loaded draft next season. Shedeur Sanders is the key to winning for the Cleveland Browns. Just, with a different quarterback.
Browning, yes. They get their own verb, whether it's saying they're Clevelanding, they're Browning, they get their own verb for incompetence because that's what this team, it's what this organization is. You're not going to have any offensive linemen playing next year. What are you going to get all practice squad players? You're going to go to a pee-wee hockey field and try to get players? I think it's going to be Deshaun Watson. If he could stand on his own 2 feet and attempt to throw a football, I unfortunately think he's going to be the starting quarterback because they're paying too much for him.
My one word is typical, which is this is typical of the Cleveland Browns. And honestly, it's typical of a lot of struggling franchises in the NFL. You don't know who your quarterback is, and then you don't know the pieces around that quarterback. And then when you think you know who the quarterback is, you've totally forgot about the pieces around said quarterback. So nothing has changed there in Cleveland. And guys, I just feel bad. Myles Garrett, history maker, defensive player of the year. You wanted to stay there. And I mean, practice is going to be easy for him. It's already been easy in Cleveland. It's going to get even easier with who knows who on the offensive line. All right, guys, big weekend in college basketball. I am super hyped. I know we're just about 10 days away from the beginning of March and all these conference tournaments, but we got a nice little showcase this weekend, which will see number 1 Michigan take on number 3 Duke, and then number 2 Houston taking on number 4. How am I blanking on this right now? Somebody help me out. Arizona. Thank you. I can't believe I just blanked on that. I'm mad because BYU lost to Arizona, and I love BYU. Brandon, one word to sum up college basketball this weekend.
Fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch these games this weekend. You've got all of obviously the top 4 teams facing off against one another. But beyond that, this weekend is just a hyped weekend for the sport. There are so many top 25 teams in play, and there are so many teams that are close on the bubble to getting into the tournament that are playing these top 25 teams. So it's just going to be a fun weekend of ball. If you're starting to get into the college game and you want to see what's going to be happening, heading into the tournament and what teams you could possibly be picking to score upsets, watch college basketball this weekend because this is where it's going to show you who you should be playing as lower seeds.
Okay. It's just another weekend in college basketball. I'm looking at my watch. It's February. Who cares? So what? Whoever loses, what? Maybe they get the 2 seed over the 1 seed or the 3 seed or the 4 seed. They're still going to get a higher seed coming into March Madness. It doesn't have the excitement like it does for a college football matchup where it means everything. If you lose, even to a top team, you could drop down much further in those types of playoff rankings. So for me, it's like, okay, I'll watch them, but
my one word is bitter. Like, coming from the guy that wanted an expanded tournament, Soupy, what are we doing? This weekend does matter. And listen, I understand what you're saying about the importance of the games, but for some teams, being a 1 seed or a 2 seed doesn't matter. But being a 5 seed or a 10 seed absolutely matters. And so for me, the other one word I would have is everyone. While these two highlighted matchups of top 4 ranked teams is going to be great, this is about everyone else. This type of weekend starting tonight with the Miami, Ohio Redhawks looking to continue their perfect season, I might add. This is where it all really starts to come together. So I am very, very excited about everyone in college basketball this weekend. All right, fellas, last one here. And this one I did specifically because you two guys were here today. And that's why I'm decked out the way I am decked out. Brandon, I'm actually very thankful that you made it today, given the fact that it is opening day for spring training, and it is the Cubs and the Sox. Brandon, spring training is here. One word on the beginning of Major League Baseball season.
Thank you. It's finally here. I'm so excited for this afternoon. Look, USA Hockey plays their semifinal game at the same time that the Sox and Cubs first pitch. I'm going to have both TVs going, and I don't know which game's getting the big TV. I just have no clue. I love baseball, and spring training being here. World Baseball Classic is just 2 weeks away. I cannot wait. It's going to be fun. Look, I know it's just spring training, and I know you're not going to be watching all of the starters play, but I get to see some of the prospects play. I get to see how some of these young guys are doing. I get to see how these guys are coming up, and I just get to see baseball on the field. I don't care who's playing. It could have been you and Soupy out there, and I'd be tuning in.
Nervous, not because I'm nervous about the Yankees playing the Orioles in a spring training game. I'm nervous about what the future is for baseball. I think right now we're not going to see baseball in 2027. I think with the CBA, I think they are going to have a lockout. And I think that is going to be the focus of the season. Unfortunately, we're not going to talk a lot of baseball. Those players are not going to talk a lot of baseball. They're going to talk about the impending lockout that could come in 2027.
Yeah, great comments there, Subi, because my one word is gratitude. And that's how all baseball fans should look at this season. Just be grateful we're going to have it, because who knows when we're going to have it following the 2026 season. No matter what you say about Major League Baseball and you want to poo-poo their future or how long the seasons are or whatever, Major League Baseball is fun. Baseball is a hell of a lot of fun. And as somebody who, like Brandon, pays a lot of attention to the upcoming prospects and those rankings coming in, there's a lot of great young talent coming in. And it's super unfortunate that talent is likely to be put on hold for who knows how long. And before you get me started, whatever's going on with the MLBPA and their former director, keep that in-house, right? Like, keep that in, which he did, by the way.
He did, and that's why he got fired.
Yeah. Kept it in the family, actually.
Gentlemen, very well done. I'm super excited for baseball, and obviously, Soupy, I think we're going to have a nice little rivalry. It's not a King Lettuce rivalry, but I guess it's me against you and Tommy C.
Yeah, you're outnumbered. Sorry.
Yankee fans?
It's unfortunate. It's really
the Yankees behind there, man.
It's really unfortunate. It's, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm not here to tell anybody that they're right or wrong, except Soupy, you're wrong on this. And an added bonus, guys, we do get the World Baseball Classic this year. So as much as we may be looking towards the demise of Major League Baseball, at least we get a very, very fun appetizer before the season begins. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Olympics, World Baseball Classic, World Cup. We're worldwide, just like we are here on Coach and Company live on the Stadium Network and our YouTube channel. Coming up, we've got two big games in the NBA tonight, and both teams just played yesterday. So how will they fare on Friday night? I'll ask the guys all that and more right here on Coach and Company. Come on back. And we are frozen. All right. All right, guys. This one, I feel like we're gonna get a lot of anger, and that is Rich Paul, the manager, agent, whatever you want to, best friend of LeBron James, came out recently this week and said, "Listen, I know for a fact that LeBron wanted to participate in the slam dunk contest earlier in his career. He felt a responsibility to do so." Yet he never did. Brandon, your thoughts?
If you wanted to do the slam dunk contest, he would have done the slam dunk contest. He's LeBron James. LeBron James clearly does whatever he wants in the NBA. So why would they have not allowed him to be in the slam dunk contest? Why would he have not done the slam dunk contest if he wanted to do the slam dunk contest? It's a bunch of hot garbage. He should be slammed. All of the superstars. It's not just LeBron. All of the superstars that fail to participate in the slam dunk contest should be ashamed of themselves. This has been the downfall of NBA All-Star Weekend. Sure, the game hasn't been competitive. Sure, the game hasn't been this or that. But we never tuned in for the game. We tuned in for All-Star Saturday. We tuned in for the slam dunk contest. We tuned in for the three-point contest. That was the draw of All-Star Weekend. And now we've got four guys that we never even heard of doing the slam dunk contest, and one guy slams it off the side of the backboard and slams his head off the floor. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? All of the superstars in the league should be doing this.
Soupy, I mean, the NBA has changed, right? The three-point shot has become way more attractive, way more fun to watch. You see superstars in there. Are you with Brandon that it's not just LeBron? All superstars should be embarrassed for killing the dunk contest.
They should be. I was just watching the 2000 slam dunk contest with Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, and Steve Francis. Three of the most prolific players of that time. Vince Carter, a slam dunk legend, and he did it year after year after year. Yeah, LeBron should have done it earlier in his career. Only LeBron and his camp could say they should have done something, and it makes them look worse if they had said nothing.
Couldn't agree more. It's always funny to see Carter Bryant's reaction to Vince Carter giving dunk advice, going, damn, that was a real NBA player. All right, guys, we are going to lock it in, get to Footy Friday, and hit our NBA showcase when we come back in just 5 seconds right here on Coach. Welcome back to Coach and Company. I am Mike Pendleton, and guys, tonight we have two big games in the NBA, and one is just a cross-town, maybe cross-the-street rivalry, but we are going to start in the Eastern Conference with the Hornets and the Cavaliers. Now, these two teams did play yesterday. The Cavaliers did absolutely whatever they wanted against the Brooklyn Nets. Brandon, I'm going to start with you. You see the numbers on your screen here. What do you like in this game tonight?
Look, I really don't know how to play this game tonight because the Hornets, if they want to show that they're a legit contender for the NBA playoffs, if they want to show that, the last 2 months of their season hasn't just been an aberration, then they're going to have to beat teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers. And so I think that they should be hungry. I think they should be coming out and doing everything they can to win this game and be lights out. I just don't know where to take it. I think that I'm leaning plus 6.5. But to be honest with you, I don't feel good about it either way.
Soupy, the Hornets just fell really, really close in a close game to the Houston Rockets last night. But Cleveland didn't really have to play that hard. Who are you on?
I'm leaning way into the Hornets. I have been saying for years that if this Hornets team could stay healthy, they could be a contender, and they are healthy right now. And look at them; they are a contender. LaMelo Ball is hopefully not like he does on the road. I hope he can drive through and get the Charlotte the win.
All right, well, there it is. Big Chuck, are you with Soupy here and the Charlotte Hornets?
Not at all. The Cavs blowout spot. Don't overthink this one. I think a lower scoring game. Also, you can look at the Hornets team total under. I think they're missing players. It really comes back to bite them on the back-to-back. Yeah, Cavs in a blowout spot, lower scoring game.
Yeah, you know, Chuck, I got to agree 100%. Evan Mobley just returned to the lineup yesterday for Cleveland. Jared Allen was going off right before the All-Star break, and we're going to really find out how good this Cleveland team can be with James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. And I think they manhandle the Hornets tonight, which when you get gut punched like they did against the Rockets last night, I think it's going to be hard to bounce back against another powerhouse team. All right, guys, the biggest game of the night, maybe of the year. On one side, Luka Doncic. On that same side, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, even DeAndre Ayton. And then you have Chris Dunn. Yeah, Chris Dunn, I said it. Kawhi Leonard, and Lord knows who on the court for the Los Angeles Clippers. Brandon, is this a ride with the Lakers spot here for you?
Yeah, I'm riding the Lakers. Look, this Clippers team, I don't trust them on a night-to-night basis. That's the problem with the Clippers. And the Lakers are more consistent. I like this Lakers team. I like what they're doing. Luka is a dog when he wants to be a dog. So, yeah, I could see him having a 25-point spot tonight and having a big game against this Clippers team.
A 25-point spot for Luka? I mean, being a dog, that's 45 points. Soupy, where are you at on this game?
I already called it. I have them as my official play, the Clippers plus 6.5. Could the Lakers win this game? I think they can, just because I think they have the better lineup right now. With the Clippers coming off playing last night against Denver and a tough game against Denver last night, but I think they could keep it close. Kawhi. That's all they need is Kawhi. Since December 18th, he is leading the league, scoring over 30 points per game. He is carrying this team. Even with James Harden gone, he is still carrying this team. And I think Kawhi could carry him close enough to have them cover the spread.
Chuck, please talk some sense into Soupy, or are you riding with Soupy on this one?
No, I actually think this is a Lakers. This should be a spot for the Lakers. Then, plus they have their revenge. They got blown out by the Clippers the last time. But I would say it kind of correlates. If I like the Lakers, I would like the under. I would think it would stay under for them. Clippers and over. But yeah, even though that's trending, because we're seeing some 7.5s now, we're seeing that total go up, seeing some 225s. But I still think if the Lakers come through, it's going to be a lower scoring game, and I like the Lakers in this spot.
Yeah, I'm with you, Chuck. I love the Lakers in this one. Shout out to Benedict Mathurin for selling my Denver Nuggets live play last night. Jamal Murray, make 3 free throws. Like, just send the game to overtime. That's the second time now that I've believed in Jamal Murray with the game on the line. I'm not doing that for the rest of this season. All right, guys, we know that not everyone can be here to start their Friday morning off right. So let's end their Friday morning off right, and let's lock in our best bets. All right, 10 seconds or less is all that and 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. Soupy, start us off.
I'm taking USA minus 2.5. I think Slovakia has just outplayed themselves throughout this tournament. I think they finally get knocked in the teeth by this dominant United States team. Clippers plus 6.5. I think Kawhi can carry this team even on a back-to-back. Clippers are 12-8 this season on a game coming off of no rest. And live play, Finland plus 1.5. It's at plus 105 on some books. Take it right now on the live play.
I'm going to go second. I've got the St. Louis Billikens minus 7.5 versus VCU. St. Louis lost earlier this week. I like the bounce back spot for them. The Miami, Ohio Redhawks are still undefeated, and they will remain undefeated tonight. We're taking them minus 8.5 versus Bowling Green. And then UFC Houston tomorrow night. Give me O'Day Osborne on the money line, a little plus money sprinkle. Brandon, bring us home before Footy Friday.
Let's go tomorrow night. College basketball. Arizona gets back in the win column against the Houston Cougars, plus 190 on the money line. And then to oppose Soupy, I like USA to win today, but I think Slovakia keeps it close, a low-scoring game. Slovakia plus 2.5 is plus 110.
All right, Chuck, we've got 5 plays for Footy Friday. What do you got?
And also, Soupy says live play. I say stay on your toes. Saturday, Bundesliga, Leipzig, Dortmund, first half over 1.5. These two have combined for at least 2 goals and 7 of the last 9. And then Leipzig, first half team total over half a goal. I think they dominate in this spot. And then Leipzig, team total over 1.5. They average 1.9 at home. MLS Saturday night, return to MLS, LAFC, Inter Miami. I think we see 3 at worst, but I'm leaning towards 4 with the over 3. And then Son Heung-min, anytime goal scorer, no matter what, he just seems to find the back of the net. I'll go ahead and back him to score at least 1 against Inter Miami.
All right. Job well done, gentlemen. And as you guys see here on the screen, our new merch store is live. You see the link right there. Use the code Fugazi for 10% off as we relaunch some great new merch items that we have. You see them there. What a Fugazi. Listen, I get the shirt, but I mean, guys, look how good Tommy C looks, by the way. I wouldn't want that guy knocking on my door. You could have whatever he wants. Speaking of guys knocking on the door, shout out to DG in the chat who says Bowling Green plus 8.5. That's an easy win versus Mikey. Brandon, please, can the Miami Redhawks do this? Can not only they cover, but can they have a perfect season?
I don't know why they're still ranked 23rd in the country, undefeated. Like that's beyond me. Look, yeah, they should be able to handle Bowling Green, and they should stay undefeated. If you look at the way that they've been playing all season long, Bowling Green, it's Bowling Green. Come on.
Stupid, right? Are you with Brandon here and me, or are you with DG?
I'm 100% on this because I think right now the rankings don't know how to adjust to this Miami of Ohio because this is a brand new dominant team, just like how Gonzaga was early in their career, starting this little dominant run they have. I think if they keep it going in years to come, they will be one of those top 10 teams.
Chuck, I know you have that crystal ball. I know you can see into the future better than anyone. That's why you're a cash register. Can the Miami Redhawks not only cover tonight, but can they complete a perfect season?
I'm rolling with my man D to the G. If he says plus 8.5, who am I to argue from the man from M-Town?
Somebody's got to lose.
All right, guys. Very well done. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget, the reason I am here today is because the coach is live on ESPN and the ESPN app for the BetCast for the Genesis Open. And that's what I've got for you guys. I wish I could push it more. All I'm going to push is the fact that it's coach, it's the Genesis Open, and it's ESPN. Where else would you turn for golf coverage? So shout out to Coach for that. Producer man, thank you very much. I didn't even have to ask for it. I want to thank every single one of you for tuning in today, interacting in the chat. And I guess Brandon and Soupy and Chuck. Well, Chuck, thank you. Brandon and Soupy, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you to producer man behind the scenes, always making us look like $1 million. You know your orders. You have your tickets. It is a Friday. Let's go out. Let's have a great weekend. Let's cash some tickets. We'll see you on Monday.